Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
Motorcyclist rushed to the hospital following collision with the driver in Scarborough. Mississauga woman charged after dogs actively attacked 13-year-old boy, police. Average Canadian rent price hits new high for sixth consecutive month, report. Unprecedented anti-Semitism has skyrocketed in the wake of the Israel-Hamas war. Toronto's chief planner retiring at end of the year. Man dies of injuries after being struck by dump truck at busy Midtown Toronto intersection. Bad boy furniture aiming to restructure business adds faces challenging economy.
These were the headlines and let's jump right into the details.
A new report says the average asking price for a rental unit in Canada reached $2,178 last month, a 9.9% year-over-year increase and continuing a trend that has seen asking rents hit new highs for 6 months in a row. The data released by Rentals.ca and Urbanation, which analyzes monthly listings from the Farmers Network, shows that while October's annual rate of rent growth in Canada was down from the 11.1% jump in September, it still marked the second fastest annual increase of the past 7 months. The average cost of one bedroom unit in October was $1,096, up 12% from the same month in 2022, while the average asking price for a two-bedroom was $2,255, up 11.8% annually. Vancouver still leads the way as Canada's most expensive city for renters, with the average one-bedroom unit listed at $2,872 and a two-bedroom at $3,777, both down from September's asking prices, but up 6.7% and 5.5% respectively on an annual basis. Toronto is the next highest ranked major city at $2,607 for a one bedroom and $3,424 for a two bedroom. The report says rent inflation in Canada is being driven by price increases in Alberta, Quebec, and Nova Scotia due to factors such as strong population growth and large infusions of new rental supply priced at above average market rents. A woman has been charged after her dogs bit a 13-year-old boy in Mississauga, Regional Police say. It happened on Sunday just before 2:15 p.m. in the area of Radburn Road East and Central Parkway East. A 53-year-old man has died after being struck by a turning dump truck as he attempted to cross a busy road in Midtown Toronto. Toronto police responded to Dufferin Street and Eglinton Avenue West just after 10:30 a.m. on Monday after receiving reports of the collision. There was a dump truck that was making a left turn from westbound Eglinton to turn south onto Dufferin, and during that transition, a pedestrian was impacted and sustained serious injuries. Inspector Jeff Bassingthwaite told reporters at the scene. The man was struck as he was crossing from west to east on the south side of the intersection, police said. Paramedics said Monday morning that they transported a man believed to be in his 40s to a local trauma center with potentially life-threatening injuries. The pedestrian was transported to a trauma center where unfortunately they have succumbed to their injuries, Bassingthwaite said. Police said the driver of the truck remained on scene following the collision. It is not yet clear whether any charges might be laid, police said. We are actively seeking anybody that has video in the vicinity, security, and video dash-cam video. If they can, please provide that to traffic services investigators that can be reached at 416-828-1900. The intersection remains closed as the collision reconstruction unit and the commercial vehicle safety inspectors gather evidence at the scene. Drivers are being advised to consider alternate routes. Toronto's Jewish community is highlighting the need to combat anti-Semitism amid a spike in hatred against Jews that some have described as stunning. This week marks Holocaust Education Week, and for many Jews in the city, the lessons of the Holocaust are front of mind. Since the surprise October 7 terror attack in which Hamas killed 1,400 Israelis and took some 240 hostages, and the subsequent response by Israel, which has left some 10,000 Palestinians dead, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry, incidents of hatred targeting Jews have spiked. In Toronto, the incidents have included intimidating Jews in their homes, schools, and businesses and ripping sacred objects from their doorposts, scrawling stars of David soaked in blood at Jewish homes, and at least one public school and protests outside a Jewish community center. During a Toronto Police Services Board meeting last month, Chief Myron Demkew said the daily average of hate-related calls for service increased by 132% since the Israel-Hamas war began. During the first 3 days of the war alone, Toronto police saw additional 14 hate crime reports. In comparison, police only saw 5 incidents over the same period last year and just one in 2021. Demkew said that of those 14 reported hate crimes, 12 were related to anti-Semitism and 2 were in connection with anti-Muslim and anti-Islam events. There have been plenty of incidents further afield as well. In Mississauga, a Jewish doctor received a hate-motivated death threat in a community near Aurelia. Vandals poked around at a Jewish home and left a note saying, "You and your Jewish family are going to die." Jewish buildings have also been shot at, firebombed in Montreal. "I think it's quite unprecedented the way the community is feeling," says Dara Solomon, Executive Director of the Toronto Holocaust Museum. "Especially for members of the community born after Holocaust," she says, "many thought we were beyond these sorts of problems in modern society." When Hamas, a listed terror organization, called for a global day of rage as a follow-up to its October 7 terror attack on Israel, debate spilled over on Jewish social media chats as to whether to keep kids home from school or whether it would be safe to be out and about. GTA police services stepped up their presence around the city in response. Thankfully, there were no serious local incidents, but there have been efforts to intimidate Jewish schools and businesses. Seeing police cars up and down Bathurst Street, outside of our kids' schools, in the plazas where we shop, outside synagogues, is really frightening, Solomon says. Jews have also been targeted on college campuses, says Professor Anna Cherteshis, director of the Anne Tannenbaum Center for Jewish Studies at the University of Toronto. While there was some sympathy in the wake of October 7th, the worst massacre of Jewish people since the Holocaust, public opinion very quickly turned into its focus on the situation of Gaza in the days that followed. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, in response to news that 2 Jewish schools in Montreal had been shot at Thursday, said hate has no place in Canada. "We need to remind ourselves, who are we?" Trudeau said, "I know that emotions are strong, people are scared and in mourning, but for Canadians to attack each other, it's not what we do." Premier Doug Ford has spoken out strongly against anti-Semitism in the wake of the spike, and the Ontario government recently announced an expansion of Holocaust education in high schools. Chow held a media availability on Friday to say that she's concerned about an uptick in hate crimes over the conflict and said it is unacceptable to target people and businesses in the city over their identity or beliefs. She added that she would like to see the unconditional release of all hostages and a ceasefire. Speaking with members of the media this week, Toronto Police Chief Myron Demkew said that although there remain no credible threats that are specific to Toronto, police continue to be very vigilant and to have an increased presence in the Jewish community, including command posts. He said police are working to realign services delivery in order to meet the demands of providing additional security in the community, including for mass protests which have unfolded over several weekends. A motorcyclist has been rushed to the hospital following a collision with the driver of a vehicle in Scarborough. The crash happened in the Lamur area near Finch and Warden Avenues. Toronto police said they were called to the scene shortly after 1:30 p.m. for reports of a collision involving a vehicle and a motorcycle. Paramedics told Awaz News that an adult male operating a motorcycle was transported to a trauma center with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. A short time later, Toronto police said that the victim's injuries are now considered life-threatening. Finch Avenue is currently closed westbound at Warden as police investigate. Drivers should expect delays in the area and consider alternate routes, they said. Toronto's chief planner Greg Linton will be calling it a career next month, a spokesperson for the city confirms. Linton, who was appointed chief planner in 2018, will be retiring at the end of the year. His last day is set for December 29, the spokesperson confirmed. The planning department veteran took over for his predecessor Jennifer Kismat when she left the role in September 2017. He was formally appointed to the position in March of 2018. Linton started his career in the former city of Etobicoke's planning department in 1984 before joining Toronto's planning department after amalgamation. Prior to taking on the position as chief planner, he served as the director of community planning for the Toronto and East York districts. Beach's East York councillor Brad Bradford, a former city planner, called Linton one of the most transformative chief planners in the city's history. He has been a reassuring presence in city planning for 40 years and has had his hand on some of the most important city building initiatives over that time, including the revitalization of Regent Park, the creation of Dundas Square, and the complex Mirish Village redevelopment, Bradford said in a written statement released Monday. I have never encountered a more thoughtful and empathetic leader in the public service. Greg was truly beloved by his staff because of how deeply he cared about his team and the city at large, and I know his leadership will be missed. In a tweet, Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow congratulated Linton on his retirement as the city's chief planner. For 40 years, Greg has served Torontonians by overseeing consequential changes to planning policies and leading projects that transformed our city. His vision and passion will be missed. Thank you, Greg, she wrote. Bad Boy Furniture Warehouse Limited is aiming to restructure its business through a filing made under the Bankruptcy and Insolvency Act. The Greater Toronto Area Furniture Company says in Ontario court filings that the move has become necessary because Bad Boy is operating in a challenging economic environment. The company says high interest rates, falling home sales, and a tight retail climate are impacting its business. The conditions have led Bad Boy owing many of its vendors, including most of its appliance and furniture suppliers. It is also facing significant challenges sourcing more inventory, which is impacting its retail business. As a result of its challenges, Bad Boy says it is considering a liquidation sale and to wind down inefficient portions of its business. The Pickering, Ontario headquartered retailer, which started in 1990s, owned by Lastman Furniture Inc. and has 12 stores across Ontario. This report by the Canadian Press was first published November 13th, 2023.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.